name is Lee Chandler. I'm a mediator and I'm here to help you have a more peaceful life. When someone lashes out at you, the urge to defend yourself can be almost irresistible. But learning when to come to your own defense and when to resist the impulse will make you a much more effective problem solver. Stay tuned to learn some different strategies for responding to blame. Please like and subscribe, and if you have a question you'd like me to answer in a future video, leave a comment below. You can also email questions to advice@leechandler.com if you'd like me to answer them on my Ask a Mediator advice column. You know that blame and accusations are rarely helpful, even when they make you feel a little better in the moment. If you want someone to help you solve a problem, making them feel bad about themselves is as counterproductive as you can get. But what do you do when you're working with someone who hasn't learned this lesson and is blaming and accusing you? The first thing is to realize that you don't have to defend yourself. You choose to, and you actually have options. One option is to choose silence. Silence is a really underrated response, in my opinion. It is often a very dignified way to respond to an accusation. Remember that not arguing and agreeing are not actually the same thing. Deployed properly, silence can say a lot. You can also change the subject to get the conversation moving forward again. Nothing says that's not worth responding to and I'm obviously the bigger person here, like helping everyone focus on what is important and not on you. You can acknowledge how the other person feels about and sees the situation without agreeing with them. Sometimes a little validation works where nothing else will. You can, if it's appropriate, take some responsibility. This makes you look like a leader and can get things back on track faster than almost any other response. You can also defend yourself. Your defense might be public or private, in writing or in conversation, passionate or just the facts. But remember that you get to choose the time, place, format, and tone of your defense, and take the time to choose wisely. But how do you know when to defend yourself and when to choose one of the other options? First, ask yourself what the consequences of the accusation are. If the consequences are just a bruised ego, you can probably choose a low-impact response. More serious consequences require more of a response. You might need to set the record straight. Second, consider your long-term, not your short-term goal. Firing back gives you a short-term win because it makes you feel like you did something. But that's not worth much if it gets in the way of your long-term goal. And staying silent can also be a short-term decision if you're only doing it to avoid a confrontation. Third, think about the relationships involved. An accusation by someone you love is different from an accusation by a stranger online. When there's a close relationship involved, the relationship is usually more important than the substance of the argument, which often makes validation or taking responsibility better choices. When there isn't much of a relationship involved, especially if the consequences are also low, you can probably just let it go. And fourth, look at the history. If blame and accusations are recurring in an argument or in a relationship, addressing them one by one is probably not going to be helpful. Consider exploring the issue directly as a communication issue to see if you can get to the root of it. You don't need to defend yourself here, you need to interrupt the pattern. What if you choose your response carefully, deliver it thoughtfully, and they continue blaming you? That brings us to the one most important rule of defending yourself. Don't argue about it. Don't get drawn into a debate. Getting into a lengthy back and forth about why something was or wasn't your fault is a good way to make a spectacle of yourself. And even if you win that argument, you've only lowered the other person's opinion of you.